Good morning, my crafty friends. This is Tanya, Sidegigcrafts, coming to you today with a new tutorial. Yes, I'm doing it. Okay, I think I've got this prepared so I can go as quickly as possible. You guys know I've been working on these Julie Nutting dolls and that I designed this book to store them. So my goal is to get all of my Julie Nutting stamps into a book like this to make it easier for me to find and keep them organized. I have a really hard time putting things back into these packages and finding them, and they're slipping, sliding all over the place, so I'd love to put them on a bookshelf. So I have actually created these books to help me with my organization of them and to be able to actually print them out and do, hold on to things so that I can put them together quickly and easily when I need one. So I have got the acetate in here. So I've got the doll, and then I've got the picture from the package, what the doll is intended to look like, or their package and the name. And then I've got some extra dolls in a pocket back here, which works out really nice. I've got the acetate in between so that the stamp doesn't accidentally stamp onto those dolls. And then I've got a waterfall little Folio thing here so that you can put extra clothes in there. See how easy that would be to just take this out when you need a doll, pull a doll, paste it on there and get going. So, having those extra pieces around is just really helpful to me. And then look, here's another one. So using up scraps one night, just fussy cut and makes a bunch of outfits, put it together, you've got it all together. And then I put the name of the doll on the outside, and of course one of the dolls on the outside, so that I know exactly which one it is. And that way I can see which ones I have. You get the idea. So I am making I told everybody that I would do a tutorial to show you guys how to do it. Now, mind you, all the dolls are going to be different sizes, and now that I'm looking at it, I messed up, you guys. I made, well, we might have to do this over, because what I did was I made the book, I cut the pieces out and I made it the book the same size, and now that I'm looking at it, this is much wider. Although I think that I can probably trim this acetate down and reposition my stamps. I might still be able to make this work. I'd really like to be able to. Let me try something really quick. If I can still make this work, that would be amazing, because she'll still have to be over a little bit. This one, if I pull this one over here, I think I can get it to work. So first hint is look at the size of the acetate. You want to make the book to the size of the acetate, not have to do all this. It'll be a lot friendlier, a lot easier, but I think I can still make this work and not have a boo-boo. So I think if I cut that acetate back, we're still going to be able to make it work. And yeah, we're good to go. We are good to go, because I can make that. That's fine. Yep. All right, we're fine. Ooh, that scared me for a second. I might have to place this a little closer to the edge to make it happen. But, okay, this is going to be, let me see something really quick. Sorry, I'm going to do some adjustments, just a little bit. I think this is 4.5 inches. That's 4.5 inches. So I'm going to, oops, don't put that there. I'm going to actually cut my acetate to 4 and 1/4-ish inches. I'm going to have to remove these. That's okay, though. This cuts well. So you want to make sure and double check that spacing on there. But I think I can still make it work just fine. Look at that. We got all the pieces on there. All right, perfect. So what did I say, 4 1/4-ish. I tried to get all my cutting done beforehand. You'll see I've got all of it placed out. But the funny thing is I couldn't find the packaging for this doll, and I realized finally that I had set it aside so that I could find it later. You know how it goes. All right, this is exactly why I'm doing this, you guys, because I have pieces everywhere and I just am trying to simplify as much as I can. Okay, so we're gonna put the doll aside for now. We don't need her for a bit. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick our outside cover. I actually chose this one because I thought it would be really cute to have her on there. And that was one of the papers I had thought about making her outfit out of. So this piece is going to be 10 by 12. Okay, 10 by 12 is what this piece is going to be. We want to make sure if it's directional that you have the top, you know, do it right so that it goes the way you want it to. So 10 by 12 is going to be for the cover. And we're going to have, now on this book, I am using this stuff. I get these signs from free from work. So if you don't have this, that's okay. Use heavy cardstock, cereal boxes, whatever you have that you would make a book cover out of, something sturdy. I use this because it's free for me. This is trash at work. So I have actually cut this, and it's just really thick cardstock, really. It's a board that has our signage for work, and it would go in the trash if I didn't take it. So I love it. It works really nice. So I cut these pieces. Like I said, you can use heavy cardstock. You can use cereal boxes. I would probably tend to use cereal boxes before cardstock. You're not going to make a book out of cardstock probably. But something pretty thick that you're going to be able to use as a hardcover. All right, these pieces are 8.5 by 4.5. 8.5 by 4.5. You need 2 of them for the cover. And then you need a spine, which is going to be 8.5 tall by 1 inch. Okay, that's the spine. And I wanted to write on where did I put my pen? That's a white gel pen. That's not going to work. Spine, cover paper, and this is for cover card. I'm not going to write on all these. That's silly. I'll just figure it out again. Whatever. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to we can eyeball this. And we're going to kind of put it in the middle. You kind of want to put it as straight as you can, especially because I have stripes on the other side. I probably should have measured it out, but I'm not going to. If my stripes are crooked, I don't care. I'm not too worried about that. So you can use, now if you prefer, you can use tape. You can use the double-sided tape, or you can use glue. I'm debating which one I should use. I feel like the glue is going to be faster for me because I fuss with that glue, or I fuss with that tape a lot, and yet I can't get the glue out. This will start free flowing soon because I haven't used it much this morning, just a little bit. Okay. So you can use your favorite adhesive, whatever works for you, depending on what materials you're using. This is going to work great for me with what I've got going on here. And I'll tell you what, I really do fuss with that tape. I love that tape. It works really well. So far. But getting the paper off, the paper backing off is a beast sometimes, you know? It's just not quick for me. All right, so then we want to put the spine. So that's going to be one side of the cover. We're going to put the spine about 1/8 of an inch away. We want to line it up the best that we can. It is kind of important because otherwise your book is not going to fold properly. Just about 1/8 of an inch. And again, I'm just eyeballing because you want this to be able to fold and you want it to kind of be even. I feel like I got that off just a little, but I think it'll be okay. And then this one is going to go again about 1/8 of an inch. Once you've done this book cover thing a couple times, it really comes naturally. You'll be able to get the feel for it. So about 1/8 of an inch because we want to be able to fold that. My edges aren't exactly straight, but they're close enough. They'll be all right. There's a little room for fudging there. Okay. I want to make sure this is down nice and firmly. Glue all spread or tape all stuck down, whatever you use. All right, now here's what we're gonna do. We are going to take this and we're gonna stick some more glue under this corner because somehow we missed it, which really will be okay because we're gonna miter, or we're gonna fold it up anyway. So we're going to miter the edges. So when I say miter the edges, you want to kind of slant it. You want to go super close to that corner, but leave about 1/8 of an inch, because if you don't, you're going to have that cardboard sticking out, and you don't want to do that. So we're leaving just a touch, okay? Some people will have miter tools. That's cool too for corners like that, but it's not necessary. So we're just going to kind of cut this off there. Okay, just kind of an angle. And then kind of angle again. Did I get that one? Angle, close to the edge, and up again. Now, a trick I learned is if you get too close to that edge, you can actually glue one of these corners back on here so that when you fold this over, you don't get the raw edge, you'll get the paper. Cool trick. So, luckily, I didn't accidentally cut that, so we're good to go. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we are going to carefully fold these over. Okay. Now this part I actually do like to use tape on because it sticks right away. And I don't have to worry about it coming up, because it sticks right away. But we're going to kind of train these pages over. Okay, and then we're going to stick some tape on here. Now, again, you can use glue. That's okay. And you don't have to go all the way to the edges on this part, because we're going to put another paper over it that's going to hold it down. But you want to get kind of close. Alright, and there we go. Now on this side, I do like to put the tape all along here, because we're going to put some other paper on top of it, and we want it all to be pretty good stuck. So this is a great way to make sure that happens, and everything will stick down quickly. I won't have to worry about it. So I do like to add the paper here, or the tape here. Now it's probably not necessary to do all this way. You could still use glue. Glue stick, whatever works best for you. I don't know how well glue stick probably wouldn't stick real well on this paper, or this stuff that I'm using, this cardboard that I'm using. So for this, I would avoid that. But for other like cards, chipboard or something like that, it might be okay if it doesn't have a glossy side on it or what have you. Maybe that would work. Can't say it would for sure because I don't know. And there's my pokey tool. Look at that. Getting better at putting things away. Pokey tools will definitely help with this tape. I still feel really clumsy with it though. I see some of you guys crafting and you're just like pros with this sticky tape. It's like, what? How do you do that so easy? I guess the more you use it, huh? But I tell you what, it really does stick things down quickly and easily, and I never have problems with it coming undone. So we're gonna, as we pull these up, I'm gonna go ahead and just fold them over. since they're already trained. See how quick that is? That's so much easier than, for stuff like this, it's so much easier than trying to get glue to catch or waiting for it. So it's kind of nice. And I like the clean edges that the tape allows for. Okay, now you're probably wondering why I taped up the rest of this, because we're going to put a piece of paper cover over that. But I need to go around here too, because that paper's going, actually I'll put it on the actual paper. So for the inside, I got a piece, and this one is, we need one piece of this. It's 8 1/4 by 9 3/4. Okay, this is the inside cover, and I'm going to set this aside really quick. We're going to put tape all the way around the edges on this one. And you could potentially, if you wanted to, round your corners on this part, because this part does hold it down, so it's functional, but it's also pretty. So you could, if you wanted to soften up the inside look a little bit, you could round your corners maybe if you want to, or distress them. This would be the time to do that if you wanted to. I'm gonna skip that part because I don't find the need. I'm just gonna flat out do it. And I'm trying to save time, but I haven't done that to the other ones that I've made, so I'm kind of trying to keep mine all kind of the same-ish so that they have the same feel to it. I think I want to put a couple stripes this way, which would be crisscross from what I did on the book, just to get that extra grab. Probably, again, not necessary, but I'm gonna do it because I think it would be good. All right, so press that down real good, and let's pull these up. There we go. Oops, I need to make about 10 of these. I've got a whole stack of these stamps, and I've actually got some more coming. My sister, Miss Michelle from Crafty Ruse, Michelle Summer, is she ordered me some. I'm so excited. I ordered her a bunch of die sets too, and she ordered me some Julie Nutting dolls. I'm so excited. So excited. So I'm gonna have a lot of work to do to get these all into books. Okay, so I've got glue on there, glue on here. I'm gonna carefully place this so that it fits right there inside the book. That should do it. And look how it covers all the edges there. And we've got a beautiful book here. Now what we want to do, we want to use our bone folder, find the spaces in between that spine and the front cover, and between the spine and the back cover. Carefully start bending this. And you want to use your bone folder because you're training those fibers to bend. So you don't want to tear them and make it go too fast, because that's exactly what'll happen, is you'll tear those fibers and you'll be really bummed because you'll want to cover that up. So there we go. Let's do the same on this side. Find the edge should be an inch from the other. Carefully start folding this up as you're doing your bone folder. If you push too hard with your bone folder, you'll go straight through that crack and you'll tear your paper and you'll be really disappointed. So just gentle. You want to make sure you're getting some crevice or cracks, or not crevices, but some bunching up right here, which is a little disappointing. But we'll use our bone folder and try to smooth that out. There's probably no tape right there. We'll smooth it out and train it. All right, and then we should have our book. So there's the bones. The rest is just funness, right? All right, so the next part, we could actually glue Julie on, or the doll on. This doll's name is Amberly. But I'm not going to do that yet because I like doing that last. That's the cool part. Okay, so next, I want to take, I'm gonna move some stuff out of the way. Oh, look, a picture of me and my daughter years and years ago. All right, didn't know that was on my desk. What did I just do? I had all my pieces here. You guys. Oh my gosh, what did I do? Everything's labeled and stacked and neatly and stuff. How do things disappear? I mean, seriously, how do things disappear? I know it's probably right here in front of my face. Why do I not see it? I had everything stacked up in notes. Did you guys not see that? At what point did I move everything I needed somewhere else? I've been sitting here the whole time. What in the world is happening? Oh my gosh. What did I do? I found it. Oh, I am a hot mess. All right. I knew it couldn't have gone far, but you guys, I've been watching scary stories. I'm like, did something happen? Maybe I should play back the video. I don't know. Okay, so, wow. All right, next we're going to do this piece. This is our base piece that's going to go underneath our waterfall. And so this piece is 7.5 inches by 3 3/4. Okay. And this one I do like to round the corners because it is decorative. It's softer and it'll look nice. So I like to do that. Not necessary, but I do like to do that. All right, this one we're going to go ahead and just apply glue. Oops. I love this floral paper. This is the paper I wanted to put on her. Actually, I did put it on her dress, but I was worried I didn't have enough, and I worked it out barely. And I found more. I found a couple pages of it. I'm so excited because it's just so pretty. I think it's a Hobby Lobby paper, and I think it was in the loose bin on the shelf. So if you're interested in that paper, I believe that's where I got it. Simply because I had extra pieces of it. And I remember that shopping trip. I love that paper. All right, so we're going to put that down like that. Okay, and then we are going to, I have a piece for a pocket too, and I'm actually using the same paper. So this is the pocket that goes on the side right here that's going to hold the dolls in the back. This paper is this one right here that's going to be underneath all this waterfall. It's going to help us line these waterfalls up. That's why I like to have it there, because it's going to help me keep it straight. Now this pocket is this one right here. Oh shoot, I had I don't know why this is not sticking. I don't know if I glued the other one earlier, if it was this one, but this is not sticking for some reason. I'm not sure why. That double-sided tape is not sticking to the acetate very well right there. It keeps coming up. So this pocket was going to be here, and it has a slant on it. So we're going to go ahead and just eyeball that part. This pocket is 5 by 4, 5 inches by 4 inches. And again, if you need to adjust for your size doll, you want to make sure you do that. But you'll kind of see how it fits together. I didn't round the edges on this one on the other page, but I'm going to do it on this one. And then we're just going to eyeball this this corner here. We're going to go from about here, the depth of whatever depth of pocket. Look where you want to start, and then you want to leave kind of a little bit. You don't want a flat triangle there. You just kind of want to go up here and leave a little flat part. And then I'm going to go ahead and corner around this part too, just to, like I said, soften it up. Okay, we can save that for something else. So that'll go right here. So far, so cute, right? And we just need to glue the side here. Glue is best on here on pockets because if you use the tape, your things can stick inside the pocket. You know, if the tape edge is raw and exposed, then your stuff will stick in the pocket. So you don't want to use tape on pockets. As a general rule, not just this rule, but as a general rule. Okay, so that's where our paper dolls will fit. Let's do the waterfall next. The acetate might be a little tricky because I've got to remember how to do it exactly. Okay, so for the waterfall, now here's the thing. You can use double-sided cardstock if you have it. If you want to do that, you can do that. It needs to be a little bit firm, so cardstock is best. I don't have much double-sided cardstock, but I have a lot of scraps of regular cardstock and I have a lot of paper, scrapbook papers. So I'm going to do this that hard way, okay? You don't have to do it the hard way, but you need 8 3.5 by 3.5 cards. Again, I'm doing it the hard way, but that way you guys know how to do it. If you got 8 3.5 by 3.5s, you're going to take and you're going to score. We are going to score at 1/2 inch on each one of those cards. Okay, there's one. Doesn't matter which side because they're both the same. 3.5 by 3.5. 2. I cut more cards, so I have to count. 3. My papers are a little bit different. It's not going to matter because we're going to cover it. 4. 5. 6. 7, and one more. 8. All right, so there's that. I'm going to stick these back under that card. Since I have to make so many, it doesn't really hurt me to have extra. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fold on that score line. I'm going to set this book aside for just a second. I'm really liking how that's turning out so far with those papers. It's so cute. I'm going to go ahead and fold on this side. Should have, I guess, done some of this part too before. That's okay. I'm trying to go quickly at least so my video isn't 2 hours long. My goodness. I think that's part of why I hesitate to do some of these tutorials because I know my videos get really long. I don't know if I'm a slow crafter or a fast crafter, but it seems like my videos lately have been 45 minutes each all the time. I'm trying to get you guys some quick ones, but goodness. All right. So there's that. We've got those, and those are just gonna, what we need to do though, on the opposite side that you scored, we're gonna round these corners. Now again, you don't have to round corners, but I'm going to because I like the way it looks. So on the opposite side of where you scored, that's where you would round the corners. Use decorative edges, whatever it is that you use, that's what you would do. Now you could wait till you get your papers glued on there, but my little corner rounder doesn't do well that way, so I have to do it individually. That's too many layers for mine, especially with glue in there. Okay, so with that, we're gonna need these next too. We are going to need 16, count them, 16 of the cover papers. So if you are using decorative, or if you're using double-sided cardstock, you only need 8, okay? Just like these. If these were double-sided decorative, or double-sided, you wouldn't need these because these would already be decorated. So if that's the case, just skip forward to the next part. But because I am going to be covering those with pretty papers, I need 16 of these 3 inches by 3.5 inches, okay? Now I did cut more because I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this because some of my patterns are different and I wanted to kind of space that out. So these are going to be going here and they're going to be stacked. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So I'm going to need a front and a back to each one. And I'm going to start, you can figure out which one you want on top. I don't want the floral one on top because I've already got the floral on top. And I think I'm gonna go with something like maybe, I'm gonna go with this one on top. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to corner around the bottom one so that it matches, and you'll see that this should fit just perfect on top, okay? And if I've got a little bit of edge on there, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna glue this all the way down. Like I said, if you have double-sided cardstock, that would cut out this part. You wouldn't have to do this part. You'd be done quicker. But I don't. So here we are. Okay. Smooth that on there. And I actually do want to cut this a little bit because that's going to bug me. It's just a little bit too much hanging off the edge. But we're going to put a pocket down here anyway, so it's not going to be very visible. All right, so we're going to put... And you know, we could actually glue these down first, which might be smart. Let's do that. So let's start with this one. We're going to use tape. Maybe. Again, if I can find it, we're gonna use tape, okay? Let's just put tape, let's put tape on the top part of each of these, on the folded down part, the part that we scored. Put it right there. I'm going to put it closest to the fold because I want to make sure that that is extremely strong, because if you're flipping through your book, you want to make sure that you're not yanking those off, okay? Let's go ahead and just tape each one of those. I think that'll be the quickest way to do it. And then our paper, our little waterfall will already be set up. It'll be easier to figure out which papers we want on which ones. And we won't have so many moving pieces. It won't be so confusing. Right? Because I'm special. I like to move things for myself so I get confused and messed up. I can't believe I lost that stuff right in front of me. What happened, I had it all together, but another project, as I was moving things around, slid in front of it, and so I couldn't see it. Even though I had the bright pink sticky notes and everything on it, the other project was taller, and yeah, buried it. Totally buried it. How embarrassing is that? I'm thinking ghosts. Silly. So crazy. Crazy. I just couldn't figure out how that happened. Where did it go? I didn't move it. I'm using it. Why would I move it? Okay, so there we go. Some of these are hanging over a little bit. That's all right. We can pull that off and adjust as we go. And I'm going to do this one first. And if this was a mistake, we'll definitely find out, and I'll let you know. All right, if you have little pieces like this sticking out, just fold them over. It's just sticky film. It'll be okay. Then fold this back, and you want to put this first one directly right here at the top, okay? Line up your edges so that it's straight. Remember, that's why we put that paper down all the way to the top. Carefully lay that one down, okay? That's your, look what I did. Anyway, that's your guide. So I guess we're going along this edge. So this edge will stick out a little bit. That's all right. So I didn't get it in the middle. I thought I measured that the same width, but I guess I didn't. Wonder if, yeah. Watch, it's gonna bug me. And I'm gonna try to get this off, because that's gonna bug me a lot. I'm okay with that. It's gonna be covered anyway. All right, but let's make sure that this is glued. Okay, I'm gonna glue this one on top of the tape because I don't want to retape it. It's already got glue on there. Okay, let's try to line this up again. So I'm gonna rephrase that. Line it up in the middle. But I guess if we get that straight edge up at the top, it's going to be right. We just need to try to get it in the middle. Ooh, good thing I used glue, huh? Try to get it right there in the middle. There we go. That's gonna work out just fine. Okay, see how it's even on the sides, but it's straight up on the top. That's what we need. Next one is, let's try this one. right, and this one, okay, I taped over a little bit on the side. That's all right, we're gonna fix that too. Just like we did on the edges, if it sticks up over here, just fold it down. You can do that, okay? It will stick to itself and it'll be fine. Just like that. Just fold it over so it doesn't stick out from the middle, or so that it's not exposed, basically. And then we're gonna hold this down. We're gonna flip this one up. Now this one is going to butt up against this one. So this is where we need to line up our lines and make sure that it's just right. Okay, and don't worry about this gap, we're going to cover that later. Okay, now we've got two. Next one. Actually, if you have a double-sided cardstock, you won't even have to cover up that gap because it'll already be decorated. But since I'm using white and I don't want the white showing, I don't want to do that, so we're gonna decorate it with more paper. Okay, so do it again, right up against the edges there. That looks like it folded just a little differently. That's okay. Nothing perfect about my work, I tell you what. As hard as I try, it's never going to be perfect, right? Nor will yours. That's okay. Nobody's looking for perfect when it comes to handmade. All right. And these are for me anyway, so you know what? It's okay. There we go. I left a little gap because I noticed, I didn't put this one straight because I noticed that my edges were getting a little wonky and I want them to come back. See, this one's a little folded a little wrong. So actually, I wonder if I can adjust that slightly with my bone folder. I think I can burnish it to fold the way I need it to, so it goes straight. Yep, I sure can. And remember, I'm covering that anyway. So there we go. And it's okay if they're different colors because we're gonna cover it. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to be perfect for you. This is I find this to be a fun project to you know, to organize my things, and knowing that it'll benefit me so that I stop losing stuff would be amazing. Stop having stuff slip sliding. I've got plenty of shelves, but you know, these little packages that the dolls are in, they don't shelf. So what are you gonna do? I mean, you gotta stick them in a drawer, and I don't have drawers, and I don't have a bunch of little cubbies and all the fancy stuff. And I'm not knocking that stuff because I think it's beautiful and I'm jealous. But I have to work with what I have and what I can afford, right? So I don't make a ton of money. I can't afford to invest in all that beautiful, wonderful stuff, even though I'd love to. So I have to use what I have. This one is not 3.5 by 3.5. This one is really off. Really off, like too far off. So I'm gonna check that by like about 1/8 of an inch. Let's check that corner again. There we go. All right, let's try that again. Really far off on that one. I don't know what happened. I think this one's was too wide, and I think this one's a little bit too narrow, but that's okay. Keep going. All right, one more. Is that the last one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, this is the last one. 8. So we don't have to have all the fancy bells and whistles to be good at what we do. We can have fun with what we have. Okay, here we go. So we've got our waterfall here now. We're mostly done, guys. We're getting there. So now what I want to do is figure out which papers are going to be on here. Remember our pockets. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pick some and glue them in. So this is really helpful too. You don't want to round your corners first, especially if you have directional paper, because you don't want to, like if this was, for instance, if I rounded these corners and then needed to put this here, it would be upside down. So you want to make sure you kind of know where these things are going before you start rounding corners. Otherwise, I would have done that ahead of time and saved some time. Okay, so again, press that down. It's okay that there's a gap there. Again, we're going to be covering that up. Not a problem. Now I could have made these, I guess I could have made these bigger so that, but I didn't want to fold that paper because it just makes it kind of wonky. So we're going to place a piece inside. So we've got that. I do want to do a kindness is cool one. I thought this was cute for her. This is a great way to use up some of those papers you're just not sure what to do with too. Like this one, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But it makes really good Julie netting paper. So for a project for these stamps, I think it's adorable. Okay, and then what? Then we could do the seashells. I'm sorry, starfish. Yep. Again, I'm not sure what I would do with it otherwise. But it's in my stash. I don't even know where it came from. I think this was from a D-stash that I purchased. I don't think this one's exactly right either, but that's okay. That's all right. Okay, and then we can go back to, we can put one of these in there. I think this is the last piece of this paper. I've been using this a lot to use it up. This paper pad that this paper came from is probably about, I think this is one of my ones that I used when I was scrapbooking for the kids years and years and years ago. So it's like 20 years old. That's really wonky. Let's try to clean that up a little if I can. It's not gonna, that's fine. Okay, let's do another one of these. I used to do a lot of scrapbooking when the kids were little, and then life got crazy for a while, and kind of gave that up. And I still had some of the stuff. And then, you know, everything went digital and I stopped printing stuff out. I couldn't keep up with it. I had 3 kids. I couldn't keep up with, you know, printing out pictures. That's expensive. And you know, paper crafting is not cheap. So I had other priorities, to say the least, as a single mom of 3 kids, to, you know, take care of them, put food on the table, all that good stuff. So that kind of went way on the wayside, and that's, I wouldn't do it any different, but that's certainly not a complaint. But I've got some scraps and stuff that are left over from that, like this thing. I got this back then, and my little tiny guillotine, and some of this paper. So, yeah. All right, so now we need to do the undersides, which is fun too, because you can't see them, so you just kind of want to, you know, make it work, do something. I just try to mix it up. There's no rhyme or reason. You can do yours all the same. It's a great way to use your scraps up in your scrap box. You just need to be 3 by 3.5 to fit. That's it. That's not very big. So it's a great way to use up those scraps. And let's put this one here. There we go. And we'll put a floral. What is today? Today is Wednesday. I was going to ask you what you guys are doing this weekend, but it's Wednesday. What fun plans do you have? 4th of July is coming up. As far as I know, I'll be working. I haven't really looked at the schedule, but I'll probably be working. Is that this weekend? I don't know. I'll be working, I'm sure, which is good. I'll be in the air conditioning. I'm happy about that. It's been so hot here. It's been a little bit miserable. Still, I know I keep saying it, but it's like, my goodness. Again, not as bad as other places, so. Ooh. Heard there was some rain back home recently. So exciting. Kindness is cool there. See, I'm glad I cut some extras because I'm running into patterns repeating, and I don't want to do that if I can help it, just because, you know, I like things different. That's just a me thing. We had some rain the last couple days here too. It's been really nice. Kind of let some of the humidity out. And so that's been good. And my hydrangeas really needed some water. I might actually need to go outside and give them some extra today if it's not going to rain again. I've got to check the weather and see. There we go. We're almost done. Almost done. Stick another one of these here. I have 2 left. I only need 1. One of them is going to be a little bit of a repeat, whichever one I pick. So on this last one, I can either do the starfish again, which I don't really want to do that. We'll just use the kindness is cool. It's up right here, but that's okay. That's okay. Again, this is just for me, so nobody's judging, right? Except for you guys, because you're all seeing it. You're going to be like, what is she doing? There we go. She's talking to herself the whole time she makes videos. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so here's the next part. Those are all done for that. We need to put... Is this the part? Is this my strips inside? Okay, we need 8 strips that are 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches. These are the strips that are going to go right up in here. So we're going to change this up. Oh, and you know what? Okay, it doesn't matter. It's fine. We're going to just glue this in here and cover up that space. So really, if you wanted to make these another 1/2 inch and just glue that, it wouldn't matter much, except that you're going to have that bendy problem. So when this bends over, you're going to have to use your bone folder and train that, which actually isn't a problem. Maybe I'll do that on the next one. So like I said, I designed this, and I'm still working out some of the stuff, you know. This will be the 3rd one I've made. On the 2nd one, I found ways to do things better, and on this one, I'll be doing the same thing. So maybe I'll do my measurements different on the next one, and just use my bone folder and fold that. Maybe I'll buy some pretty double-sided cardstock and not have to worry about all this. Maybe I'll do that. There. Is that all I have left? Where's the rest of them? I had more. Well, if I don't have any more for me right now. You'll get the idea. And you can, you know, we'll just call it done. And I'll do it later off camera. Okay. I think I really did lose a couple. No, there they are. Okay, then I'm not going to put this one here. Let's put this one here. And then we'll go back to that one. We'll put a floral. You can make these all the same. You can make them all different. It doesn't matter. See, look, it's going to bend up anyway, so. So it might actually be a good idea to just extend the lower piece. I don't know. I have to think about that. Put a floral there. Until then, I'm going to do it like this. Okay. Okay. And we're just going to put a blue one because that's all I've got left. But it covers that ugly white piece, right? Okay, so next, so that's done. We've got those white pieces done. That's a little wonky, but that's all right. We'll fold that back, that train that one. There we go, and there we go. Okay, so next, I want to put pockets on each one of them. So we're going to need 9 pieces of the vellum paper. You could use acetate, but I like the vellum paper. I think it's plenty. These are 2 by 3.5, so 2 inches by 3.5. And I like to put a thumb notch in them, so that I can, you know, get stuff in and out. Makes it a little easier. And I feel like, oh, there, that's better. I just got to go faster. Or just, I wonder if I can do 2. I don't know why, but why is it so hard? Why is vellum so hard to thumb notch or punch? Is it just because I'm going too slow? I get all cautious and go slow, maybe? Because that worked just fine. All right, well, maybe that's the trick. Now I know. All right, so these are going to go, I'm gonna try to set that one aside because I kind of messed it up. We're going to go ahead and corner chomp these 2. This one works really well. And then we're gonna put a little bit of glue right around the edges here. Just a little pocket, okay? On each one of these. Man, I bet this video is getting long. I am so sorry. We're just gonna give all the information today. I'm gonna start trying to speed up a little bit. I guess you guys will be crafting along, huh? But you're gonna have a really cute book when it's done. Super cute. It'll be with your favorite papers. You know, you could use this for other things too. You could use this for, it doesn't have to be for Julie Nutting dolls. You could use this for ephemera, make an ephemera book out of it. You know, or at least use some of the ideas. You could, I don't know, maybe use it for some of your other favorite stamps or stamp sets. Put that, glue that back. So, I don't know, take my idea, run with it. I want you to. I want you to. We are so close to done. We're almost there, you guys. Waterfall, and then we've got to do the acetate side, which is not as tricky as it looks, I promise. And that will be the end of it. We're almost done. This has been the hardest part. The other part looks a little intimidating, but it's not. It's not that bad. I promise that. Of course, I've got to remember how, but I think I remember. Like I said, this is the only the third one, and it's probably been about 4 months since I'd made these, I'm guessing. If I didn't have these already made, I probably would have had to refigure the whole thing out, but I just sat down and measured up this morning, and I thought, you know, this is what I need, pretty sure. And if not, I've got everything around me, so I'll figure it out. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I love it when you guys talk to me and tell me what you think. Kindness is nice. But I like to be able to talk back with you and get to know you and see what you guys are thinking. You guys are all important to me. And I love being able to inspire you. So I hope I have today. And I hope I inspire you to make your own. So I did put that on the base piece as well. So we've got all of our pockets done. That's it for this side. This side is done. And so we'll be able to put our little outfits in there. I actually have the little top I cut out, so we can put our little outfits in there for our doll. And now this side is what we need to do next. Now, for this side, let me look at this really quick. For this side, we need, where are they? One, is that right? Yes, we need 2 pieces that are 1 inch by 5 1/4. 2 pieces, 1 inch by 5 1/4. It doesn't, this is based on the size of your pocket, not the size of your acetate. Okay, so this is going to be this piece right here. So we're going to be putting in the acetate right now. Now what we're going to do, we need a little bit of depth for our doll. Okay, so we're going to have to put a little, whatchamacallit here, so that it'll be the same thickness as our doll. So they're going to be about 1/4 inch. So we're going to be scoring these. Now these are 1 inch. We're going to be scoring these at, okay, so if they're 1 inch, we're going to take 1/4 inch in the middle. So we're going to go, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go at, is it that thick? 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We're going to go at 1, 2, no, I want to make this easy for you. Go at 1/2 inch and at the 3/4 inch. Okay, and that's going to leave 1/4 inch over here. All right, do the same on the other one. 1/2 inch. You can adjust this if you wanted to. It's not a set rule. This is just how I'm doing it. And I'm trying to make the measurements easy, so I'm not doing like eighth of an inch here and 1/8 of an inch there. You know, I'm just trying to make it easy. We're gonna go ahead and fold this way. Fold this on this one. Okay, and then on the other one, we're gonna fold, okay, on this one, we're gonna fold the design to the outside so we can see it. And on this one, we're gonna fold the design to the inside so that we see the back side. Now, if you have double-sided paper, it's not gonna matter, but you want the side that you want to show on the outside and on the inside. So you're gonna have one of each. Okay, and I'll show you why. I think we're done scoring. Now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna use my double-sided tape again because it's quick and easy and it's gonna grab quick. So you wanna be careful and make sure that you've got this positioned correctly, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on the bottom. I'm gonna use glue too, but we're gonna put this on there first, especially since I'm having some trouble with that sticking to the acetate. I don't know why. All right. And this is going to be the one with the design on the outside. It's going to go this way. So the 1/2 inch side is gonna go down. And we can actually take the tape, the backing off the tape. We're gonna put some glue on here also because I'm nervous it's not gonna stick quite right. I don't know why, but I'm nervous. Now remember, I had to adjust my my acetate a little bit because it's bigger than I thought. So this corner is important to me. It's gotta go all the way pretty much to the edge of this paper, all right? So I might even stick it out just a little bit further because for me, my acetate is going to be bigger than intended, okay? So we'll just kind of fold that down and then we're gonna have this gusset here, okay? That is important. You're gonna have to have that or your doll won't fit. Okay, next. Next, I messed that up. Did I mess that up? No, I didn't mess that up. That's fine. It's perfect, actually. Okay, so next we need our doll and the acetate that the doll is on. Okay, and where is it? Seriously? You guys, how do I lose things? Where's the rest of it? Okay. We need, okay, so the dolls always come in packages like this. So there's one in the back to protect the stamp, and then there's one that the stamp is stuck to. We want the one in the back first, okay? This one is going to go here. You wanna make sure that it's not gonna get caught up in that fold. The reason why we want this one here, it's really important if you're gonna stick dolls in the back that your stamp doesn't keep stamping it, okay? If you still have ink on your stamp, you don't want that to go through. So this acetate is going to be important to protect anything behind it. All right, so what we're going to do here is we are going to put tape on, we can open this little gusset up. We're going to put tape on the back of this. We're also going to use glue because remember that I'm having some trouble with that acetate in my tape. So if you don't have problems, use something that you know is going to stick. I'm doubling up. I know that the glue sticks just fine, so I'm doubling up. I just want it to stick right away also. Okay, and then the acetate, I know you can't see it. We're gonna hold the gusset up just a little bit. We're gonna stick the acetate in all the way to the corner before we lay it down to make sure it sticks straight on there. Now I'm not sticking this part, but I'm going to use it to help me fold that down and press it down. Okay. So now it's stuck to that back piece. Okay. And that is our protection film. That's what we need. Next, we are going to take the other gusset. I'm trying to think and make sure I've got this in the right order. And we are going to put tape on the thicker side, so the wider side. And put it on there. If you guys have ways that you can think of that would be better to do this, please talk to me because I'd love to know. But it's worked so far, and I really like it, so I hope you do too. But if you have improvements, please share because I think that would be fun. Okay, now this could actually go all the way into the middle spine of this gusset. Don't glue this side yet because we need to put the other piece of acetate in between. Okay, so don't glue on this other side, on the skinniest side, on the outside skinny side. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this down to that one. Line up your gusset or these papers as carefully as you can because you don't want that white to show through or that other side to show through. Just want to match them up, stick them down. Okay, these will line up just fine. Okay, smooth them out. Now this one is going to be open like this, okay, because we have not glued those together yet. That's where our next acetate's going to go. That's what we're going to do next. So fold that open, train everything where it's supposed to be. And on this one, I'm going to use skinnier tape because that one's too thick. I think I had a smaller one here. If not, I'll just use it. Actually, you know what I can do is this. I can use this wide tape and just go all the way across here. It won't matter because it's such a thin film. So we'll just put a piece of tape here. Pull that paper off. We're going to put some glue in here as well. Oops, got on the outside. We'll wipe that up so it doesn't stick down. And then we're going to take the acetate that the doll is stuck to, the stamps are stuck to. We're going to line this up here at the bottom. Very carefully go all the way into the crease before you press it. Press that down. Press this one over. And voila, we have got it. Now I've got a little bit of white hanging over. My pieces didn't match up perfectly. I don't care. It's all right. If you wanted to, if that bothered you, you could put some washi tape over it, put another piece of paper over it that matches. Whatever you want to do to make it pretty and make it yours, that's what you do. Your doll's gonna stick right there. You guys, we're done. That's it. Now your doll's gonna fit better because you're going to measure this properly. Make sure that your acetate is the right size. But we're done. So I do like to take the doll off the package. And I like to cut her out with her name. And I like to put her inside here, underneath. And will she fit? She's gonna fit. I like to put her here. Not on the acetate, underneath the acetate. So this one goes underneath the bottom acetate when I do mine. Make sure I don't glue my pocket shut, and I just put her in there. So now I've got the picture that the company made too. So she's in there, my stamp is in there, I've got all my waterfall. Close it up. We're going to put the doll on the front that I've already made. And you could put, you could decorate this up however you want to. I like to leave mine simple just because I just want to shout out the doll. I don't want to make a big, design or anything. I just want to shout out the doll. That's all it is. And then I use my Cricut to cut out her name, which I did not do yet, so I'll do that later. And put that on the side of the spine. I just like to put the doll here. Oh, I tore my paper. See, I didn't train my paper very well. I should have trained it better. So I did get some tearing in there. Do better on the next ones. So my doll is officially got a home. So there she is. There she is. See, I've got a little bit of tearing here, a little bit of tearing there. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. Then I'll put her name on here, Amberly. And there it is, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you'll create some of your own and make it yours. I hope that you learned something from my trials and errors and, make it great. So have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.